does that even mean? Okay. Okay. It's like from 1950. Yeah. I feel like I'll swim. No one's up on the stage. The mayor, all right, I'm talking. I'm starting. Goodbye. What? To hold my hand? Good evening. Oh, that's loud. Welcome to the 15th commencement ceremony for Barnegat High School, class of 2022. In a few moments, our ceremony will begin with the entrance processional. We ask at this time that cell phones be turned off or silenced. We also ask that all parents and guests maintain an air of pomp and circumstance during the class of 2022 ceremony. The members of the class of 2022 request your support in making their ceremony one with an air of dignity and respect. I know that we are all excited about our children's accomplishments, but please do not yell out after a name is read or sound an air horn. Both of these will interfere with the next child's name being read. And we want every student here today to have his or her moment, to hear his or her name read aloud. We appreciate your cooperation. I also ask that you respect the class of 2022 who wish to leave this field as one group in the form of a processional. Please remain in your seat until the recessional has exited. Once again, your anticipated cooperation is appreciated. What? After I read. I'm going to read right now. At this time, I direct your attention to the entrance of the football field. Barnegat High School, class of 2022, will begin their procession onto the football field for their commencement ceremony. In keeping with tradition, as a show of respect, we ask that all guests to stand and remain standing during their entrance.
One, two, three.
At this time, I would like to ask this year's Salutatorian, Josh Mattia, to join me for the welcome and flag salute.
Okay, hopefully the tassel doesn't fly into my face. Welcome to the 15th commencement of ceremony for Barnegat High School class of 2022. Please join me in the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I ask that all attendees remain standing as the national anthem is sung by members of the select choir. Will members of the select choir please go to the microphone with Ms. Altanji?
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. Rockets red glare, bursting in air, proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you.
Welcome, proud parents and grandparents, family and friends, and the class of 2022. Good evening. It's an honor to be here with you tonight. I am Linda Davenport, one of the advisors for the class of 2022. I would like to welcome the Barnegat Board of Education, President Sean O'Brien, Vice President Bonnie Levy, Sandra Cherney, Michael Hickey, Bruno Iamonte, Michael Moore, Richard Quelch, Robert Sawicki, and Regina Tarnowski. Our Mayor, Alfonso Cerulli, Deputy Mayor, Pasquale Pippi, Albert Beal, Committeeman, William Farmer, Committeeman, Joseph Marte, Committeeman, and Martin Lisella, Township Administrator, our Police Chief, Keith Germain. I would also like to welcome our Superintendent, Brian Latwis, School Business Administrator, Mr. Stephen Brennan, and District Administrators, Mr. R. James Barbieri, Mr. Stephen Nickel, Mr. Dan Gunderson, Mr. John Germano, Mr. Jared Burke, Mrs. Mary Camerato, Mrs. Christina Smith, Ozello, Mrs. Christina Kennedy, and Mrs. Stacy Jackalow.
At this time, I would like to invite Maya Foyds. I am a little hungry, but I would like to invite Maya Foyds, Executive Board President. She's going to MC our graduation this evening. You're going to do your speech.
It's nice and also terrifying to see so many parents, siblings, family members, teachers, and everyone else coming to support my graduating class of 2022 here. I know that everyone wants to finish, so I'll keep this as short as possible. I would first like to thank everyone. I would like to thank the teachers for being there for the students. While the pandemic was hard for the students, it was also very hard for the teachers who had to do things that they never signed up for when they first chose this career. They had the challenge of trying to engage students and still teach them, and we thank them all for it. I would like to thank Barnegat's Board of Education and Administration. I've been going to meetings all year as executive president and was given a glimpse at how much work they do behind the scenes. With all the adults, the parents, the teacher, the board, and the administration, I saw over the years how passionate they were about the education of this class and our safety too. There was absolutely no way that any of us, the students, could have done it without you guys. As much as we complain and claim to know better, we're graduating high school now, and none of us know as much as we think we do. Somehow, though we know so little about the world, we also learned many lessons to carry with us for the rest of our lives. The biggest lesson took out of COVID was that sometimes you don't need to excel. Sometimes it's enough to just show up to the Google Meet. In my opinion, that makes the people who kept up their motivation their entire high school career all the more impressive. It was difficult getting through these last 4 years. We dealt with many events, the biggest of which was the pandemic. We left in March thinking that the longest time we would spend on Chromebooks was until after spring break, and we didn't come back till September. One of the biggest positives, though, was how it bonded us and how we could go to school in our pajamas. I've seen most people in various states of formality, from sweatpants or pajamas to dresses as 10 for special occasions, like now at our graduation. And even though one of us has earned most transformed as a senior superlative, I fully believe that we all have changed throughout these years. I'm looking at everyone, and there are some people that I've known since kindergarten, some that I've known since first grade, some of them that I've known since sixth grade, and some that have transferred here at various other times. One thing that I'm good at is asking questions. I like to learn as much as possible and have definitive answers. There are a lot of questions that I'm asking myself, and I know that everyone graduating is also asking themselves. Questions like, where do we go from here? Am I going to do something that I can brag about to these people in 10 years? And we are never going to know for certain the answers right now. I don't know what will happen to everyone and what their lives are going to look like when we are an adult, but I'm here to announce that we are now adults ready to start our lives. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2021-22. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And it is now my distinct privilege to introduce you to this year's valedictorian, Shannon Mary Harrington. Shannon will be attending Harvard University in the fall.
Dr. Latwis, administrators, faculty, Board of Education members, distinguished guests, parents, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2022. This is a very proud moment for each and every one of us. So let me first just say, congratulations, we did it. The cornerstone of Barnegat High School is located right in the front of our building. We've walked past it hundreds of times, probably never even realizing it was there. There's a very important year etched in that cornerstone, 2004, the year our school was built. 2004 is also the year that most of us were born. We are the first and only graduating class that is the same age as our building. From this point forward, every future graduating class will be younger than this school. Winston Churchill said, "We shape our buildings, Thereafter, they shape us. Today, we celebrate leaving the building we grew up in, the building that has been a part of our community for our entire lives. In the 18 years since 2004, we've endured tragedies and experienced triumphs. And much like our beloved building, today, we are still standing. In order for a building to survive, it needs the care and support of individuals around it. The BHS class of 2022 has so many people to thank for their continued care and support. Our administrators have been there for us all every day, and I would like to thank Dr. Latwis, Principal McGee, and Dr. Purpurai specifically. Of course, our teachers deserve the most recognition. Every single one of our current and past educators have worked tirelessly to instill their knowledge and provide us with solid academic foundations. Each student has a long list of teachers who are responsible for them being here today. I can honestly say that every teacher I have ever had has helped form the student and the person I am today, and I thank each and every one of you. I would personally like to thank Ms. Clemente, Mrs. Rossi, Mr. Recchio, and Mrs. Yost for being the excellent teachers that they are. Our building is full of other outstanding people who make a difference every day. Our guidance counselors, security guards, coaches, secretaries, cafeteria workers, maintenance staff, and others in so many positions have looked after us all and kept our school running. The class of 2022 appreciates you. Every one of us has that one special person who's made a difference in their lives here at BHS. Personally, I want to recognize that person who's made a big difference to me and my family. I am incredibly grateful for my counselor, Mr. Fonseca. Mr. Fonseca supported my sister and I throughout the college application process and is always a person who you can rely on. Without him, we would not have been successful. My sister Bridget has just graduated among the top of her class at the University of Notre Dame and will be starting law school at the University of Virginia in the fall. I will be continuing my education in Cambridge, Massachusetts at Harvard University. Thank you. But we could not have done this without Mr. Fonseca's guidance. Outside of our building, we have many other people to thank. Each of us would be in ruins without the support of our loved ones. Thank you to all the parents and guardians of the class of 2022. I owe everything to my family, my mom, my dad, and my sister. I love you guys. Lastly, our class owes a debt of gratitude to the members of our community who have generously provided scholarships. Many of us receive scholarships that are investments into our future. With the high cost of education, every dollar is vital to every student. I would specifically like to recognize the American Legion, Mirage Players, Mirage Women's Club, the Otis Shearer Foundation, Tri-M, NHS, BHS Tennis, thanks Coach Rogers, Greenbrier, and the Ocean County Association of School Administrators, who have given me the funds to ensure that in 4 years, I will graduate from Harvard debt-free. We should be thankful for all of the individuals inside and outside of our building who have kept us standing. They've propped up our beams and helped us secure our foundations. Since 2004, Our building has survived through so much, and so have we. We've weathered the storm. We've faced challenges like getting no cell service, taking standardized tests and benchmarks, and having to sign in to use the bathroom. Of course, we had to manage more serious challenges too: stress and anxiety, navigating conflicts with friends and classmates, figuring out who we are as individuals, and discovering what exists beyond high school. When facing these challenges, we never collapsed. We leaned upon our peers and our mentors to help get us through the hard times. On a more global, but still personal scale, we confronted the most pressing problems of our generation. Our school survived a global pandemic. We survived wearing masks. We managed the desk dividers where no matter what you did, they would always fall onto the floor. We navigated through one-way hallways. We went onto Google Meets in our PJs and tried our best to stay motivated in a completely unfamiliar mode of learning. We even had a junior prom. It may have been in the parking lot and in the rain, but that didn't matter. During a dark time in our country, we came together and stood strong. We've also come of age during what is one of the most divisive times in American history. Together, our class lived through challenges and events that have defined our generation, such as political polarization, a failed insurrection, the growing trend of gun violence, threats to constitutional rights, racial protests, the fight for LGBTQ rights, a Great Recession, superstorms, climate change, wars, and countless conflicts abroad. Despite the challenges we faced in our world and in our school, we are still here, standing strong. Together, we've also had our fair share of accomplishments. It was another great year for our award-winning marching band as they demonstrated Bengal pride in every one of their performances. You guys are great. This year, our girls' volleyball team made state champions. The varsity girls' golf team won the Ocean County Tournament Championship. Our esports team went to 2 state championships and came home with a title. In fact, every one of our athletic teams had great wins, and our student athletes in every sport should be proud of the hard work you put in to achieve your successes. As a class, we stand with pride. We've also shared an abundance of triumphant experiences together. Our first day of kindergarten, our first school dance, show and tells, rumble, powder puff, football games, Mr. Bengal prom. As we reflect on every good moment that has happened in our lives, we acknowledge that these experiences made us the young adults we are today. We have survived 18 years. Alongside Barnegat High School, we are still standing. However, it's not enough to have just survived high school. We are one of the most resilient generations our world has ever seen. We must do something with that resilience. While we're standing up, let's also help the people who have fallen. Let's fix the problems our generation faces. When dealing with any tragedy, there is always someone who stands up and turns it into a triumph. Each and every one of us can be that someone. Churchill was right. We shape our buildings. Thereafter, they shape us. In our building, we were taught, led, and inspired. We grew as students and as people. 2004 was a great year. And that's not just because it's when we were born or when BHS was built, but rather because it now symbolizes the start of a generation that became relentless because of the times we lived through. We are the class of 2022. Today, we say goodbye to our building. Tomorrow, we change our world. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. The musical selection, one song written by Alan and Marilyn Bergman with music by Marvin Hamlich. Alfonso Cerulli, Mayor of Barnegat Township, will now say a few words. Mayor Cerulli, we are honored to have you here tonight.
Good evening. Everybody excited? Yeah. Okay. Tonight we honor the graduating class of 2022. You have all endured the trials, tribulation, and social drama associated with high school. Thank your parents for their support and sacrifice. They were there and provided the foundation and love for you to succeed. Without them, your teachers and counselors could not have gotten you here tonight. Each and every one of you are loved and cherished. Now you are ready to move on to pursue careers through college, the military, trade school, or directly enter the work field. You will be immediately thrown into the struggle for the spiritual and cultural identity of our nation. Before you choose a path, review our nation's history and the founding principles that have made us the greatest and most blessed nation on earth. The Declaration of Independence, our Constitution, and our Bill of Rights. These documents separate our nation from all others. When the first settlers crossed the Atlantic in 1607, they landed on the beaches of Virginia. They placed the cross in the sand and dedicated the land and themselves to Almighty God. This dedication spoke to this nation as a whole and can never be ignored. It brought with it the seeds of self-governance and inalienable rights, with the authority being granted under the providence of Almighty God. This was a critical clause that was repeatedly quoted by our founding fathers and used as justification for the Declaration of Independence nearly 200 years later. This rescued us from the divine rights of kings to our God-given rights, America and what it is today. Yet today we have governors, mayors, presidents, politicians, and institutions of higher education mandating laws and rules as if they were kings. No one can hide from this, and all of us are affected. Stand up for your God-given rights, which have been paid for with the blood of patriots during the Revolutionary War and later world conflicts by our military. A government by the people and for the people according to our Constitution. I believe that the education that you have received here in Barnegat will leave you up to the task. With that being said, I congratulate you and your hard-earned accomplishments and ask that Almighty God bless you in your future endeavors, and that I will ask in the name of Jesus Christ. Go Bengals!
Thank you, Mayor Cerulli. I would now like to introduce you to this year's Salutatorian, Josh Bailey Mantia. Josh will be attending New Jersey Institute of Technology this fall.
Okay. Jeez. First off, thank you all for coming to our graduation, and welcome parents to Barnegat High School. I just want to say to my fellow graduating classmates, we made it, as you will hear for the 20th time this year. I would also like to thank all of my classmates. I had moved over to Barnegat before the start of my sophomore year. It was a difficult step for me to get used to the new environment and to meet new people. Fortunately, I was able to meet some amazing people and have the honor to call them my friends. I don't think I would have enjoyed the rest of my high school experience without you guys. Thankfully, we made it. After all, COVID really mixed things up in the classroom, as many of you can attest. It was hard on everyone to adapt to the sudden changes in the world. We powered through, and I'm glad that we made it past that. However, a new challenge has appeared for many of us. We will be headed our separate ways and onto new responsibilities, such as working toward our dream jobs, becoming independent, or even entering college to continue our education. I know life can be chaotic or difficult during those moments, but I want to leave off on one thing. It has always been my life goal to make people happy, because it has always been the truest joy I could ever receive. That is why I try to smile and make people laugh, even if the joke lands face first and a mile away. So I hope you can all find what makes you truly happy in life, and smile even when it gets tough. Thank you.
Thank you. Isabella Ponikowski was an excellent class leader this year. As senior class president, Isabella has a few words to share with her classmates.
I love you, Izzy Drew. Thank you, Maya. And thank you to the students, teachers, parents, and staff who made these 4 years all that they were. It is my honor to be able to be up here and speak to all of my classmates who I have grown so close to over the past years. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. We have officially made it to the end of our high school career. High school is already a really hard 4 years in itself, but our class was faced with a greater challenge on top of that. The pandemic took us out of in-person classes for almost 2 years. Nonetheless, we all persevered, and finally, we get to be here at graduation to celebrate all of our accomplishments. As a class, we have made great strides and achievements in many different ways. We had a great time at Mr. Bengal. Shout out to our Mr. Bengal, Josh Avines, where we watched our boys turn to men, and then we had an even better time dancing together at prom the next weekend. We made memories that we will never forget on our senior trip to Busch Gardens earlier in the year, and we all came together to make our last year of high school the best it possibly could be. As the class president, I have seen that we really all grew much closer once we realized that this is the end. We're all going in different directions, following different paths, but Barnegat High School will always be where we came from. The one thing that we all have in common is that we have all been able to call this place our home. To our administration, thank you for all that you have done to make this year amazing. To our teachers, thank you for being there for us through the good and bad moments these past 4 years. Shout out to Ms. Quick for helping me pass math. Your kindness, compassion, and cooperation have not gone unnoticed, and we are so lucky to have such amazing teachers in this district. To our class advisors, Miss B and Miss Davenport, none of this would be possible without your hard work. Thank you for taking on our class and doing all that you can to make sure that we had the best year possible. Thank you. To our parents and families, thank you for raising and supporting such amazing individuals that I got to spend my high school years with. And finally, to my classmates, I wish you all nothing but the best in all that you do. I know that you will all go on to do incredible things, and I cannot wait to see all that you accomplish. As Elle Woods once said, you must have faith in people, and most importantly, you must always have faith in yourself. Have faith that you have everything necessary to follow your dreams, and have faith that they will become reality. In tradition, we need one last class photo, of course, 0.5 style. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Once a Bengal, always a Bengal.
Thank you, Isabella. I would now like to invite Sean O'Brien, Board of Education President, to share a few words.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Board of Education, I'd like to welcome everyone to this year's commencement ceremony. I extend this welcome to members of our administration and faculty, and most importantly, to our graduating students, your family, and friends. Think about all the milestones in life. Graduating high school is a big one. It's a big one for you and everyone around you. Your hard work, the passion, knowledge, and your favorite educators, all the support and care from your loved ones are all paying off. You have all worked hard, and it's worth celebrating. A milestone is defined as an action or event marking a significant change or stage in development. Tonight, you can look back at all you have achieved, all the fun you've had. Tomorrow, you must look forward. Graduating high school is to celebrate an ending and a beginning. The ending of your time in the Barnegat Township schools, while the diplomas you receive will signify you've completed all the academic requirements for graduation, understand they embody much more. Many of you have taken advantage of the fantastic art and music programs here, and many of you have participated in athletic programs, learning the value of dedication and teamwork. You've traveled to other communities as ambassadors of your school, whether it was competing on sports teams, in academic competitions, JROTC, or with the marching band. These have all been experiences that contribute you becoming a well-rounded adult. You've developed social skills, interacting with your classmates and teachers, and you've learned to enjoy additional freedoms and responsibility that comes with them. All of these things have helped you prepare for whatever comes next in your life. The beginning is your own story. Up to this point, you've been required to go to school. Now you get to chart your own course. You will make your own life. My advice is to find what you love and give it everything. Each day will have its own decision where you must ask yourself, will this make me the person I want to be? It may take you time to find what you love. You may even hate it before you love it, but you owe it to yourself to find happiness. While you improve yourself, those around you will also improve. You will see changes in the world you have not been able to describe 5 years before, and you will be the champions of those changes. Some of you will go to 2- or 4-year colleges and universities. Others will go to trade schools. Others still try to find out what fits them. And to those of you joining the military, we all thank you for your commitment to this great country. I would also suggest taking every opportunity, see new things, and meet new people. Travel the world, see what it has to offer. Take in the sights and sounds. Just be where you are and live your life to the fullest. There will be times when these challenges and adventures are scary, but I am confident that you will overcome and beat those challenges. If you were writing your story, you would find yourself in the character development stage. You are finding out who you want to be. It's okay to change it a few times. These are the moments that fill me with pride. These are the moments I think about when I am facing challenging decisions and when I question myself. For that, I would like to thank you. You are the reason I'm here. You are the reason we are all here. I hope you're all able to see this celebration as an ending and a beginning. Take pride in all the work you do and be optimistic about the new beginnings you are embarking on. Make this a memorable milestone in your life story. On behalf of the Board of Education, I'd like to congratulate you all and wish you the best of luck going forward. Make us proud. I have no doubt that you will. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Finally, it is my honor to invite Dr. Brian Latwis, Superintendent, to the microphone. I personally would like to thank Dr. Latwis for bringing us to this day. Thank you.
Good evening, graduates. It is so wonderful to be together today to celebrate you, the class of 2022. Watching you become the individuals who sit before me today has been an absolute pleasure. 4 short years ago, you entered the doors here as young freshmen, excited, anxious, and ready to embark on a journey that would lead you toward this day. No path was quite identical, although we all face some of the same obstacles and setbacks, especially these last couple of years. The classes you've taken, the activities you've been a part of, the clubs, the teams, these have all helped build a foundation for what your life will become. All of the hard work, the time, the dedication you've put in has led you to this point. What happens next, whether it's college, trade school, the workforce, or the armed forces, is only possible thanks to the hard work and perseverance you've put in during your time here. Over the last 4 years, I've watched each of you grow into the remarkable young people who are compassionate, resilient members of our community. You walk out of these doors changed from how you've walked in. You've grown. Some of you a foot or more taller. But more than that, you've all grown, emotionally, mentally, academically. Learning doesn't always involve classes and grades. A major life lesson I hope you've all learned is that you are capable of great things. You are capable of hard things, of things that we've never had to deal with before. None of us could have anticipated trying to navigate a pandemic, but we did it, and we did it together. There's nothing you can't handle when you approach it with an open mind and determination, 2 qualities I've seen in all of you. This isn't the time to take your foot off the gas. If anything, you're in the acceleration lane. For those of you continuing your schooling, this is an exciting time when you really get to zero in on your specific interest and begin to sharpen your skills. For those of you entering the workforce or the military, your character, your discipline, and your skill set will continue to grow as you immerse yourself in the experiences you are a part of. Right now, can we please take a moment and ask anyone who's entering the military upon graduation to please stand up and be recognized. Thank you for your service. While you will go on to travel down different paths in life, you will all go on to do incredible things. You are all amazing individuals, and I can't wait to see all that you do and all that you achieve. So congratulations, Barnegat High School class of 2020-22. We are all so very proud of you.
Thank you, Dr. Latwis. I would like to invite Mrs. B up here to speak. No, there was an arrow.
Yes.
Can we be any more opposite? Welcome, proud parents, grandparents, family, friends, and the class of 2022. Welcome to all our administrators and dignitarians sitting here. Every one of you have made an impact on the graduates sitting here. It is an honor to be with you here today to celebrate the graduation for the class of 2022 for Barnegat High School. I am Ms. Bazarek, co-advisor of the class of 2022. Before addressing the class, I would like to give a special thanks to our superintendent, Dr. Latwis, and our high school administrators, Mr. McGee, Mr. Panulo, and Mrs. Dubeck, for always supporting the class of 2022 and everything they do. Thank you. Now to the class of 2022. When Mrs. Davenport and I were asked, tricked, to take over the class of 2022, I only had to think about it for a second, well, maybe a few minutes. But I knew that you guys have had a different advisor every year, and we wanted to take on the role and make sure that you had the best senior year possible. And I hope we did that for you. It has been an honor and a privilege to be your class advisor. I'm thinking it probably was a good idea that we only had you for a year, because 4 years would have made it saying goodbye so much harder. My advice to you, don't put pressure on yourself to have all the answers about your decisions and your future. Don't be afraid to make mistakes or change your path. You will continue to learn, grow, and you will become passionate about something that is important to you. Sometimes the path is uncertain, and that's okay. We are confident that you will find your way. It is not a race. Everyone takes a different path, but the end, it's the same finish line. Make mistakes, have wonderful memories, but never ever second guess who you are, where you have been, and more importantly, where you are going. Go out, make a difference in the world, and do something good, no matter how big or small, for someone else. Slow down, soak in the moments, and always remember, be kind to one another. Thank you and congratulations.
Okay, so there's not much more that I don't agree with on that. You guys are amazing. I've known some of you for a day, a year, 18 years. This is a little harder than I expected. You are all amazing young individuals who have a wonderful future ahead of you. Some of you drove me nuts, as well as Miss B, and made friends. Some of you made me cry on more than one occasion. But all of you have made me proud. And I wish you nothing but the best. Parents, guardians, you all did an amazing job. So salute yourselves.
Thank you, Miss B and Miss D. Mr. McGee, would you please come to the microphone to present the class of 2022?
Class of 2022, today you will also be receiving a certificate from our mayor this evening. Presentations will be given tonight by our Board of Education members. It is with great pleasure that I present to you the Barnegat High School Class of 2022. This is a reminder, please do not yell out after a name is read or sound an air horn. Both of these will interfere with the next child's name being read. We want every student here today to have his or her moment to hear his or her name read aloud. We appreciate your cooperation with this. And with this, we will begin the presentation of our diplomas.
Are you ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Are you standing here? You're not standing. Okay. Shannon Marie Harrington. Josh Montilla. Maya Elizabeth Folds. Madison Louise Kubich. Brianna Catherine Finkel. Isabella Teresa Ponikowski. Juliana Lorraine Canizaro. Madison Parise Capuccio. Isabel Rose Giro. Matthew Acosta. Marissa Marie Albrick. Maria Jose Aline Zuniga. Amir Allen. Jose Amendares. Marco Giovanni Amato. Brandon Paul Anderson. Rebecca Angeli. Robert Angeli. Angelic Madison Antonelli. Amy Arneth. Alicia Paige Arnold. Brianna Marie Araro. Sorry, I tried. Christian William Babbage. Zuri Bennett. Jamie Bertodi. Gabrielle Dante Betancourt. Terry Biename. Aiden Birch. Kurt Bonin. Gianfranco Salvatore Borani. Madison Grace Breidenbach. Benjamin Brown. Lindsay Antoinette Brosna. Ryan Buckley. Omar Jeremiah Boyston. Julian Burton III. Justin Burton. Justin Bai. Emily Page Calabrese. Dana Nicole Caputo. Francesca Carl. Ethan Casanovas. Darren Cernansky. Jason Cernansky. Amy Gerard Chickalese. Edward Chickalese.
I'd like to present First Lieutenant Brianna Cortez to present the next diploma.
Isaiah Alexander Cortez. Dominic Kosminick. Peter John Craig. Sarah Nicole Cranmer. Alexa Jeanette Daly. Paul Deloya. Connor John Darmstatter. Christian Davis. Ryan DeSanto. Brandon Michael DeVito. Aminata Diagni. Labos Diagni. Michaela Michelle Doblin. Brielle Heaven Dotter.
Thanks. Hold, please. Rafael Dominguez. Kyle Donlin. Kobe Honeybell Equibellum. Robbie-Ann Freedom Erskine. Megan Irwin. Jenna Georgia Farrow. Dylan Alexander Fetcher.
Thank you so much.
Rafi Ferraris Diaz. Christopher Fiore. Joseph Angelo Fiorentino. Joseph Scott Flanders. Mark Ford. Isaiah Friday. Ethan Philip Grazer. Jihad X. Gibson. Sparky. Naomi Cheyenne Gibson. Jacob Anthony Giordano. Maura Courtney Glines. Michael Gomez. Valencia Teresa Gasser. Madison Green. Melissa Jean Hackett. Morgan Ksenia Hanna. Dean Patrick Hare. Asia Hastings. Benjamin Heeman. Najir Traquan Hills. Jessica Holler. John Hudak. Emily Humbert. Adrian Hurtado. Anthony James Idone. Francesco Alessio Encorvaya. Delisa Stacey Ann James. Mario Jasso Zapian. Mr. Bangle. Joshua Javines. Hey. Kelsey Jacobs. Adriana Jelnicki. Skylar Jodice. Leilani Melina Jones. Adriana Josephine Kapmeyer. Ashley Lynn Keenan. Lauren Elizabeth Keller. Hannah Mary Kelly. Darren Caconia. Wallace Ray Crake. Logan Crudel. Ryan Culpa. David LeBur. Connor Edward LaChance. Philip Edgar LaChance. Kirsten Lynn Langen. Bradley LaRose. Vanessa Rain Lilly. Lilith Lomboy. Philip LaPiccolo. Daniel Lucia. Declan Corabalis Lustenberger. Did I say it right? I think so. I know I did. Erin Margaret Lustenberger. Brianna Marie Lynch. Matthew Mafucci. Nicholas Maggio. Liam Patrick Manjaruga. Jovan Alexander Mantiga. Ashley Martinez. Olivia J. Maskey.
Isabel P. Matthews. Brianna J. McCullough. Ashley Joy McMahon. Gabriel H. McMahon. Derek A. Meyer. Alyssa Samantha Messenger. Jason Edward Myers, Jr. Amarie Menza. Kenneth Gill Minor. Patrick Ted Mondrozecki. Anthony Gerard Malfino. Brandon Montanez. Sorry about that. Patria Marie Moreno Olin. Madison Alexis Morgan. Hudson Iver August Marici. Isabella Nacera. Jessica Lynn Natero. Daniel Orr. Brian Omar Ortiz. Thomas Joseph Panagoulis. Harsh A. Panja. John J. Panico. Heaven P. Patel. Keenan Sebastian Paul. Azriel Marquise Pearson. Owen Christian Pizzuti. Christopher Edward Pittori. Michael Anthony Pizza. Emma Pulia. Rachel Marie Pulig. Patrick Quinn. Lena D. Ranieri. Jaylyn Ramirez. Jorge Ramos. Deanna Rouse. Sorry. Aiden James Reiser.
Hector Rafael Reyes Matos. Jody William Rietheimer. Jonna Catherine Rizzo. Janet Nicoy Rogers. Alyssa Rusomano. Sebastian Xavier Sanchez. Lillian P. Sarno. William R. Schaub. Nicole Lynn Chavera. Andrew Germain Schmidt. Brielle Schuber. Jared John Schwarn. Justin Sevilla Flores. Giovanni Salvatore Simeone. Brian A. Snowden. Nina Soberano. Joseph Vincent Spagnola. Michael Joseph Sparaco. Luca Thomas Spielman. Alexis Vanessa Sugden. Justin Michael Sullivan. Angelina Tawadris. Cadence Olivia Teagan. Angelina Nicole Tellez. Kaylin Nicole Tuminelli. Samantha Teresa Ersbruck. Emmanuel R. Valles. Jeremiah Velez. Brandon John Henry Walling. Michelle Watts. Ian M. Weedle. Logan John Wheeler. Isabel L. Wright. Jordan M. Young. Tyler Craig Zavatsky. Matthew David Zay. Shirley Zhang. Danny Zhang. Kayla Marie Zielinski.
I would now like to invite Mr. McGee up to the center podium for closing remarks.
I've invited Maya to stay here one last time this evening. I wish to acknowledge one of her many achievements. Miss Falls is the first Ocean County Plan Program participant, a program that encourages a student to achieve 24 or more credits through Ocean County College while still in her high school. In her circumstances, she has achieved nearly 50 college credits. The antique gold cord of honor she is wearing represents the rich history between OCC and the high schools in our county. Well done, Maya. We are so very proud of you. Can we turn to your seat? Good evening and welcome, parents, families, honored guests, students. As I thought about the message for the class of 2022, many of the same topics you heard this evening came to mind. The disruptions caused by the pandemic, the resilience of our students, the challenges faced, the obstacles overcome, and the bright futures that are before you. But I would like to share a message with you about time. Time, possibly our greatest gift and something we so often take for granted. For the past 4 years, think of all the time you have spent studying, reading, writing essays, engaged in civic projects, clubs, and activities. Think of all the hours you spent preparing for this moment since you were in kindergarten. Think of all that you have learned, all that you have worked for, and how much time it has taken. Consider how you've changed over time, your friends, your interests, and your passions. Over the past few years, we learned what it was like to be away from our friends and family, to lose time together, celebrating events just like tonight's commencement. I am so glad we are here this evening, celebrating this moment in time. A few nights ago, when we addressed the incoming freshman class at the Bulldogs to Bengals, Dr. Lockwood talked about to the freshman class, this is the time, it starts now. Also earlier this week, when we honored our retiring teachers, we recognized the time that they have devoted to the Barnegat High School community and to our students. Class of 2022, it's time. Time for you to leave Barnegat High School and continue on your life's journey. Some of you know your path: college, military, vocational. For some, it may take some time to discover where your future will lead. But we ask you, please, take time to be with your friends and your family. Make time to pursue your passions and your dreams. Put the time in, your effort, your energy to reach your goals. And don't waste your time dwelling on things you cannot change, but rather, as Andy Warhol once said, they always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. As you leave us, know you will always be a Barnegat Bengal. We will miss you, but it's your time. Go Bengals. Will the executive board officers and senior class officers please stand and join me on the stage? Maya Falds, President. Madison Kubich, Vice President. Brianna Finkel, Secretary. Senior class officers, Isabella Ponikowski, President. Juliana Canizero, Vice President. Madison Capuccio, Secretary. And Isabella Giro, Treasurer. Maya, would you have your class please stand?
Okay. Please turn your tassel from right to left.
As a class of 2022 leaves Barnegat High School, I ask on your behalf that you remain in your place as their guests allow them to their final wish, to leave together as one class. Go Bengals.
did actually like that.
That was good. It wasn't the worst speech I heard. All right, let's go.
I actually liked it very much.
No, it was actually really good.
No, seriously.
I like your theme.
Not long. Good night, Rick. You know they don't listen.
Mike, I couldn't get the match. They didn't have any big guys left. Take care. I think it means you I'm a Ferrari. Good. That's a good pick, man. Now, is that the same as me?